My name is Braden. I'm 9 years old. I race 65cc and I train online at
Albert reporting for duty. Out here with Grace. Grace, how old are you?
11.
11. How long have you been riding for?
6 years.
6 years?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's actually not a super long time. What did you start on for a bike?
Yamaha PW.
A PW? Grace, so Grace doesn't watch my videos, which is unfortunate. But if you were to watch my videos, you would know that I'm known to do the one-hand drill. Did you know that? Like, my specialty is the one-hand drill. And your dad told me you were born with one hand, right? When she started riding, did you have this made right away for her?
No.
Or was she just riding straight up one-handed at first?
Straight up one-handed at first, pretty much.
And then what? Whoa! Of all sports, what got you guys into motocross? Did you race?
I rode street bikes most of my life, and when they got old enough, we started riding dirt bikes.
You know, that's pretty cool, right? Not only are you a girl riding, which is cool enough in itself, but to have one hand in doing this is awesome. Do you know, there's another girl that's really popular that rides with one hand or one arm, and I think it's the wrong one.
Yep.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
I know who you're talking about. She was on Make Up to Mud, right?
I think she rides a Honda,
Yeah.
a Honda 150 or something, and she's pretty fast. Have you seen videos of her?
No.
You don't watch any videos. Well, that's good. What are you busy doing? You good in school?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good. I mean, but watch my videos. Deal? If we do this video, you got to watch mine. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So we're going to work. There's a little double jump right here. This is your first time at this track, right?
Mm-hmm.
So are you normally pretty good with jumping, or did jump scare you?
I'm normally pretty good at jumping.
Normally pretty good. So we're going to get you over this double, nice and consistent. We're going to see if we can tweak anything. So we're just going to do 10, 20 minutes working this, make sure we get it right. You've jumped it a couple times or tried to jump it. Do you know what gear you were in?
4th gear.
Good. Were you 4th all the way around the turn, or were you shifting up?
I shift down when I got to the corner and then shift up when I...
Okay, great. That's exactly how I would tell you to do it. Make sure we're landing nice and level, even if you case it, right? Make sure we're landing on the throttle, whether we case it or overshoot it. Just remember that this being a double, if we're clipping it or casing it, that's going to be way more dangerous than you committing and jumping that whole distance, right? Even if you try to overshoot it, that will be safer than you casing it. Keep the knees tight. I know when you get nervous, your knees tend to get loose, so lock those knees tight so we don't have to rely too much on the upper body. That's it. All right, I'm not going to give you too much instruction. I want to see how you do it, and then I'll give you a couple pointers and we'll see if we can improve. Deal? All right, let's see it.
Oh, same gear, that's why.
Oh, but you can start it by yourself.
I think it just depends on where...
Likely story. All right, so with Grace having just one hand, she has access with the setup. I'm going to ask her more about that setup in a minute. But she has to rely a lot on the core and below. So relying on that core strength, relying on that leg strength and proper body position is how we should be riding a dirt bike anyways. And for her, it's just a must. She has no other option but to do it the right way. I noticed we just finished class all day. She has really good attack position. That shouldn't be the problem. It's just more so committing. So let's see how this goes. So she's very good at the one thing that most people are not, which is first of all keeping head forward no matter what, and then keeping the knees back and making sure she only uses a little bit of her body's suspension stroke and not just caving all the way down in it. That's why when she cased it, it wasn't really that big of a deal because the bike was able to handle it. She stayed in position really well. We could get over that next one. Are you pretty comfortable with her jumping stuff?
Yeah.
There's no reason she shouldn't be clearing that one, to be honest.
Yeah.
She's only like 5 feet from the end of it. I ask about this setup, like, was there somebody, is this a common thing? Do other people have the same setup? Is it totally custom?
That's a common thing. You can,
oh, really?
Yeah, well, you got to go to a prosthetic maker, but they can certainly make that again and again, you know, as many times as needed.
It actually seems pretty comfortable. Is it fine?
Yeah.
And you can rely on like really putting pressure on it as if, and what's good too is the big thing with riding is you have to be squared up, right? And with this setup, the way that you sit on the bike, she's perfectly square, which is why if I were your trainer, I would be pretty hard on you because you don't, that's a pretty good excuse, but at the same time it's not, because you can be squared up and you can ride almost just like normal. So that's I know a crazy thing to say, but as your trainer I would just be hard on you and make sure that like you could ride equally as good as any girl, because you can be totally squared up. The big thing here, your body position's perfect, but we're not committing. You're fourth gear, which is perfect gear, but you're just encasing it. What I want, get set up in the turn, accelerate harder out of the turn, and when you shift fourth, accelerate a little bit harder. So when you get here, we should be going 3 or 4 miles an hour faster. Nothing changes here. I still want you to just be nice and mellow on the jump face the same way you are, but I want a bit more intensity on the exit of the turn. Also, you might be scared for me to say this, but there's no reason you shouldn't be hitting that next one. If you can clear this and get to the downside, I think you can go to 5th gear and go a little bit faster, like 1 mile an hour faster, and then just jump a tiny bit further and see how it feels. You are very good at doing a little bit of absorbing to soak up these landings. So I would feel comfortable getting you to go a little further until you clear that next one. What do you think? Let's get this one first, right? And that requires speed here. And then once we do that, let's see if maybe we can get that upshift to 5th and just carry a little bit more speed off the next one and see how it feels. I think we can piece both of these together. But it's up to you, no pressure, all right? All right, you got it. Come on. A little more. All right, the problem with that is that sounded like 3rd. Come on. You can leave it running. Hey, you need to get a shift up. That sounds like 3rd to me, is it not?
It's in 4th.
Are you sure? Well, whatever it is, if that's 4th, you got to go up 1 more. That you're revved out and it's kind of like, you got to shift up. So when you come out of that turn, I want you to go 1 gear higher, get on the gas and smooth it out here. On the jump face right there, you were relying on too much power last second. You don't want that. Commit out of the turn, and if you get scared before the jump face, you can always hit the brakes, the rear brake, right? Not the front like you did over there, right? But don't come up slow and then just decide at the top of the jump face that you're gonna flip the top, okay? We need more speed here, get an upshift and really commit, and then nice and smooth. And I want you in 5th in that straightaway. Deal? Everything else looks great. Just gotta commit to that higher gear and a little more speed. That sounded a little better. Nice. Nice. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah. Gosh, she's so brave. It's unbelievable. Yeah. How did that feel?
Good.
Hey, that was awesome. I think we can go a little bit faster on this one, and just make sure that you use your knees. So when you take off, I want you to just a little bit. You're slightly, you look like a wooden board a little bit. You're a little stiff. okay? You need to bend a tiny bit on the takeoff. That way you don't get kicked, because you know how steep that jump face is. You can go the same speed, maybe half a mile or 1 mile an hour faster, and then the only other thing I want you to change is you need to land a little harder on the throttle. You were landing kind of coasting. What that'll do is that'll make the landing super smooth for you, okay? Hey, whatever gear that was though, how much better was that over there?
Good.
And then you just carry the speed right off that. Didn't that feel good? Have you hit jumps bigger than that, or is that the biggest one you've hit?
I think that might be the biggest one I've
That's
done.
pretty big. How far would you guess that is? That's far. That's easily 65 feet probably. That's almost as far as a Supercross triple. Okay, so same gear. My guess is that's maybe fifth, at least fourth. And then a little more speed. I'm talking a little bit more, like 1 mile an hour. And then you just have to make sure when you take off, right now you're like this. You're not moving. It's such a short and steep jump face, you have to have a little bit more give with your legs. Tiny bit. If you do too much, it's gonna kick you. But a little bit, it will help absorb that takeoff and land on the throttle. That's it.
I'm a slave in the darkness, alone in my apartment. I should have seen the warning sign. Money don't come easy, so most of us are chained to being busy till we can earn a little peace of mind.
Remember, Grace, get in the habit of, as you're pulling in, get those downshifts quickly as you're pulling in. So the goal is to, like, by the time you get here, you should be in first gear, and then you should be able to just pop it into neutral right as you go to stop. That way you have a clean reset every time. Fight to keep that head right over that Roxon number 94, right? By the way, you have number 94 because of Roxon? That's awesome. So all right, Roxon's your favorite 450 guy. Do you have a favorite 250 rider?
Probably Jet Lawrence.
Jet Lawrence? Gosh darn it. It's everyone's favorite. You got good taste in riders. You know, those are also two of the most technically sound guys to watch. They do it the best, right? They may not always be the fastest. A lot of times they are, but they do it right. And when you watch them on TV, you can copy what they do. That was awesome. You're clearing a jump that's almost as big as a Supercross triple. That is so awesome. I just find that so cool. Because this is a private lesson video, I didn't have to give you that many tips. Right? You pretty much got the jumping dialed in. We had a class of 20 people today. You were one of the top 3 best jumpers in that whole group. You may not be jumping the farthest all of the time yet, but your body position is so good, and that's all that matters. Okay? So now we just got to get you watching my videos, especially since you're going to be in one. And then just continue to drive home that body position, especially in the corners. Your jumping's dialed, and that's the easy part. You'll be jumping so far in no time. You got to really start working hard on those corners. But other than that, you got to figure it out. Has she done classes before?
She's done a few, yep.
With who?
MX Factory.
Oh,
yeah.
Shout out MX Factory. Okay, so Tyler at MX Factory is the one other trainer that I'd point you to and say absolutely, like, Tyler's got it figured out. And him and I, you can see, right? Like, your riding position is basically exactly what I teach. The only thing that Tyler will teach different is probably foot out in the turns, which is fine. That's not wrong. But other than that, I think we teach the exact same stuff. So if you have access to work with him a lot, keep doing that, because it's obviously working. That's amazing. Anything you want to say to the camera? All right, Grace, good job. Make sure you guys subscribe. Thank you for watching. This is episode who knows what of Private Lesson. Best one yet. Best one yet. What's the sticker say? 10 fingers are overrated. That's cool. That's awesome. All right, guys. Toodaloo.